And welcome back to another episode of Lights, Camera, and Mine. And boy, do we have a really good show today. I'm going to be reviewing the first season of The Rain. It was really good, and I never expected to be so conflicted and scared of rain. And it's a really good show. It's a Danish show, and it's really good. And guys, I'm going to review each season of it. It's 3 seasons. It's on Netflix. It's created by Janik Ta Charlotte. But guys, it's a really good show. So let's get right into it. So The Rain is a Danish post-apocalyptic sci-fi series that first premiered on Netflix in May of 2018 and created by Janik Ta Charlotte Bin Taf Sabun and Christian Paladov. It's more Netflix's first Danish original series. Yes, this is the first ever Danish show from Netflix, and it was really good. The story kicks off with a deadly virus carried by the rain, wiping out civilization, most of the population of Scandinavia, and forcing 2 siblings, Simone and Rasmus, to survive the aftermath. Yes. And if you think about it, the show predated COVID. So it's kind of crazy how this show still kind of is relevant to today. So let's go more into it. So the show kicks off following the journey of Simone and Rasmus 6 years after the breakout, because they was in a bunker. I'm gonna get a little more into that. But their dad was a scientist, and pretty much he put him in a bunker for safety. It's been 6 years, and it's their first time going out trying to find hope and answers. And we're gonna get to the philosophical themes of season 1, because boy, were they crazy. So the first philosophy message is Fragility of Civilization. The rain strips away ethical norms, system, acts, and what remains. What do we do in an apocalypse? Like Hobbes, state of nature, we see characters revert to survival instincts, not acting more human, acting more animalistic. Civilization seems really thin and vain, and it's easy to fear and tear each other apart. The second thing that the show really goes into is human nature and morals of ambiguity. So the season question is the morals of the decisions under pressure when Simone and Rasmus meet other survivors like Morph, Lay, and Bernice. They see blends of compassion from some characters and some ruthlessness from others, as well as ecosystem, ancestral dread throughout, if it's a god or not, and the society too left divided with values. Some people see it as an opportunity for a fresh start, while other people think it's a punishment from God. It's really interesting, that whole dynamic of how we see people with different religions deal with an apocalyptic viewpoint. The third thing we learn with the philosophical themes is science versus humanity. Rasmus becomes a centerpiece in the inner debate. Should humans use science to save themselves, even if that's cost individuals? His affection is both yes. So Rasmus has an affection, but the affection is considered a cure. A possible cure. It's not, we don't know for sure. Leading into things of bionetics and Lutheism, the need of many throughout the need of few. And actually, it leads into a big fight that kind of sets the stone for season 2 that I'm going to review later on. And the fourth thing is isolation and connection. Post-apocalyptic world, loneliness becomes a mental plague. Characters emotionally journey through romance, trauma, hope, reflect on John Paul Steer idea that hell is like other people, but sometimes it's also the salvation. So that kind of means that, and what Paul saw idea of that is everyone don't need to get along, but we need people in lives. We can't just cut everyone we see out of our lives. Because yes, even though people are hard to deal with, and sometimes people can be hell to other people, people still need human connection. And we see that in the show. Some people start hating each other, but they are with each other to survive because humans need humans to survive. Now on to behind the scenes and production facts, guys. This is my favorite part, reviewing shows. Film and location. Most of it was set in Denmark and Sweden, using real forest locations, urban settings, and bleak, rustic atmosphere. The forests were surrounded by Copenhagen, and heavily news portrayed isolation and danger. So yes, and also most of the actors did most of their stunts running in the woods, jumping over stuff. Some actors did kind of get injured while filming. But if you see the beautiful, I'm gonna add some clips of them running and stuff. But guys, the scenery was so beautiful. Denmark and Sweden, I want to go visit. Like, I always want to go visit the world. So seeing like that type of landmarks are so cool, in the nature and realistic weather, guys, in nature. Despite the show being about deadly rain, many scenes the rain affected often manually, creating using water trucks and CGI enhancements. So yes, they are in the woods and they're getting splashed on. So they did record when it was raining. They had water trucks filled with gallons, just spraying them. And some actors said that they would be outside for almost 5 or 6 hours stuck in the rain, drenched, to get the perfect scene. Boy, was it a long day. Also, the cast languages. The cast have multiple different languages. The show stars Alba Augustus Simone, that plays Simone, and Lucas Laguerre, Denise, that plays Rasmus. Both actors have little international exposure before the show, but the chemistry and emotional range helped them carry on into other television series. So that both of them were rising stars in Denmark, so that was their first big debut, and after the show, they got a lot of other casting calls and stuff for other shows. And also the cultural impact that the show had. So The Rain globally populated despite being a non-Netflix series. So actually we thought, so before Squid Game, The Rain was the most popular non-English series on Netflix, showcasing Netflix growing investment into global storytelling. And after The Rain came out, Netflix started investing more into other cultural storytelling. So if you think about it, The Rain was one of the first couple shows to make Netflix think more globally, and we get more global national streaming shows. And I liked it that. So The Rain kind of was the start of Netflix being like, okay, we should bring more international shows onto platforms, as well as help open the doors for more social dramas and more sci-fi dramas internationally as well. The inspiration and the development. The creators of the show cite works like Walking Dead and 20 Days Later as inspiration for the aim of eject humanity in the philosophical depths of narratives. Like the virus wasn't a killer, it was more like a metaphor. And as well as they took a lot of inspiration when it comes to the people who are affected chasing people. You could kind of see the comparisons. I put some photos of The Walking Dead, 20 Days Later, and The Rain, like the affected, and you could kind of see like how they got inspiration from other sci-fi apocalyptic type of zombie shows. And now we're going to talk about, guys, I'm about to hit a spoiler-free zone. So be prepared. If you don't want to watch it, I'm letting you know now, we're about to hit kind of a spoiler zone. Not really a spoiler zone, but I'm going to cover some key parts, not a lot. So we already know Rasmus and Simone emerged from a bunker 6 years after the rain. They encounter a group of survivors with different beliefs, trauma, and traditions. Rasmus harbors a dangerous secret about his virus he doesn't really tell people. A mystery corporation, Al Lapon, plays a sinister role, breaking and cure possible, but the way they do it is really messed up. The way that Like, Lapone is a group, but they make it seem like they're a religious cult. Because they want people to sign up, but they do a lot of human testing. I'm not going to get too much into it, but it was a couple scenes that make my skin crawl, and they make me kind of... And loyalty is tested. Secrets are revealed. I'm not going to get into it, but some characters reveal character secrets, and it's some secrets that like just blow your mind for season 1. Like, I didn't expect that type of stuff. And now on to my final thoughts. Season 1 of Rain delivered. It's suspenseful, philosophical questions, human science, survival, and it was really kind of innovative for its time. It really brought more of that apocalyptic and more of that type of style of, let's get into apocalyptic, but let's get into the characters. Because before shows like that, we got more of the big point was the virus, the zombies, the monsters from the virus, the human nature catastrophe. This show really focuses more on the characters, and I love it. And the rain is narrative. Every time it's about to rain, that's when something big happens. But most of the show is them talking, and most of them kind of like, you see like stuff going on. And I like it. Like, it's kind of a little bit of a slow pace show. So if you're not really into slow pace, it's maybe not for you, but I like it because I like apocalyptic. I like that horror and like thriller, but I don't like when it's just thriller. I like a story, and this show really proves it. And guys, it's such a good show. I would recommend it. And I'm gonna start doing this after watching shows. I'm gonna start like putting my ranking. So I'm gonna give it for season 1, I'm gonna give a 4 out of 5. It was really good, and it sets the tone for season 2. And I cannot wait to review season 2 soon. So I will see you guys next time. And guys, please put in the comments any suggestions for movies and films. I always like that. And please tell me if you did watch The Rain. No spoilers though. Do not spoil in the comments. Who was your favorite character? I would say my favorite character was Simone. Simone is one of my favorite characters of the show. But if you guys have any favorite characters, please say who your favorite character is. But no spoilers, guys. Come on. Don't put no spoilers. But I cannot wait. And I'll see you guys next time.